And welcome here, of course. We're back in action here for Friday with Keith Fusel today at the races. And we're getting into that holiday season, Keith. I'm
Yes,
kind
we
of dressed like it with the red because it kind of reflects what's going on outside. Taking a look at the track, of
Yeah.
course, that snow is starting to come down. It was a bit, there we go. We see a little flickering of it, but it was a bit more heavier. I have a feeling the track is fast. I have a feeling we'll go to good pretty soon, Keith.
Walking in a winter wonderland,
Yeah.
right? It's right now we got some flurries lingering, some precip I think throughout the afternoon. Track is sealed. Could be almost in the good situation.
Right.
We'll double check and confirm that a little bit later before we get started. But ready for another week. Closer to Thanksgiving, getting there. Christmas right around the corner. Toy drives. We've got the pie giveaway. So this is a very fun, festive time of year. Hopefully, we can add a little bit of money to the bankroll and just kind of ease that little
Christmas spending.
pain of the bank account taking a couple hits. Yes.
Let's start things off with that early pick 5, of course, starting in this claiming 7,500, going 3/4 of a mile in the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the 4, notion to tap it. Keith, you have the number 3 on top.
Yeah.
And guapo-ness here for Rudy Sanchez. Solomon, Angel, Cruz. You have a nice little Keith Fusel stat for us to start off here on Friday.
Dug this one up. I was like, you know what? I'm looking at this race. Bullion Bomber is going to be the favorite. I've got a stat here. I might speak some volumes. How about this for Rudy Sanchez Salomon the last 3 years? Smaller sample, but pretty darn good. 5 for 8, 63%, 7 for 8 in the money, turf to a dirt sprint. And these lower claiming levels, less than 10K. ROI is 610, in for 75. Fought it out till pretty late in those routes on the turf, but goes back. I'm going a little bit further back on some of the sprints, and it was kind of the Timonium race that caught my eye, Callie, back in August, late August, behind Rad Paisley, Ikigai, Rail, late gain. Not an easy track to close into, kept churning on. And then its next dirt race was on a muddy or sealed surface. I think this horse is going to be okay with some moisture. The record indicates should be fine, but was taken to rate a little bit further back and just could not make up ground against that group. Rad Paisley, a recent winner, and the track was kind of favoring speed that particular afternoon. So why not take a shot? Guaponess to lay close. Helms Deep will go. Big ham bone, certainly going to have fuel to the early fire here for Kevin Dove. Bullion Bomber, second off the claim.
Yep.
Really big win. I kind of let this one slip by last time. It nearly 9-1 going 7/8. Showed very sharp speed early, then took the rating. I think this one has the ability to sit just off of it if need be.
Absolutely.
For
Hi,
Mancia.
yes, can we get that video, please, on the number 8 Bullion
Yeah.
Bomber from that effort that
Oh,
you
cool.
were just talking
Yeah.
about, Keith, from that last time out?
Yeah, we got it here. Thanks, guys. And broke super sharp. I think, and quoted, sharp early speed. Got the jump on some speedier horses, like a horse like Quinn Cannon, who can cut it out there pretty good. Took to nursing around the turn and is, I say life and death here, but wants this wire to save him, and it does right here.
Yep.
And this is the race where I needed, collaborate. Get up. Doesn't. Anyhow, Bullion Bomber, though, shortening up a furlong can prompt and go on. But I'm looking for guaponess at a little bit better value to sit that tracking trip
I like
with
that.
Cruz. And Cruz, how about this? Gal? I
Cruz
know
has
we got
been
to roll.
doing well.
Last 10 days I've got here, he's like at a 29% strike rate. ROI close to $6. There's a lot to like combining the Cruz Sanchez combo here. Let's get it done.
Absolutely.
3819.
There we go. Let's go to the race number 2 that not only starts off the early pick 4, but Keith, you've got a nice pick 3 for us as a sequence today.
Yeah, it's time of year. We might have to pinch a few pennies. So $12. We're not looking for a home run. We're looking, if we can hit something 80 to 100, I'll take it. I just thought the early pick 4 for me, I was going to go 4 deep. In race 5 as well. So if you want to just take this and look at my picks who I've got in the next and do it, go right ahead. But this is a $12 ticket. 134 in race number 2. She's a Rolling Stone, Divine Grace. So Nest Factor strong in race 2. We'll toss in Major Houlihan. Race 3 deep with the 3 and 6. Wrap it up. 1, 2, 6, 7 in race number 4. Little value there for the 7 penny loafer. $12 ticket.
Starts in a starter optional 20,000, going a mile and 16th on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Keith, you and I both have the number 3. Divine Grace here, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. Let's take a look at that effort from last time out. 8-5 morning line.
It's been a little bit back in August, right? August the 10th. Over this track, it was an off the turf race at a mile and an eighth. And Joya Del Sur, who's back in it today, has had a couple races under her belt since, was able to get away with pretty dawdling fractions early. So Divine Grace had to work, made that progression, and once she collared Joy Del Sur, this was a horse race. The final eighth of a mile is going to be able to just kind of keep grinding it out. Up late, Joy Del Sur back again, but I think she's going to have some company, Joy Del Sur, with the 4 Major Houlihan. So I'm looking for Major Houlihan to keep Joy Del Sur honest, maybe get the better of that one. I thought that race a few races back at Laurel was good, right behind, who was it behind? Yeah, on-court commentator, well clear of V&E's walls. Those horses would work here for sure. And for a barn that's rolling along right now, Hugh McMahon. So 3-4-1, she's a Rolling Stone. Kind of gotten back to that form. We're kind of accustomed seeing her. She's another one. It takes a little bit to get going. She doesn't have a sharp run. She will need some help. She'll need things contested, say from the 3/8 to upper stretch, that it could enhance her run. 3-4-1-7. Ness is going to be dangerous in here.
There we go. Let's go ahead to race number 3, the second leg of your rolling pick 3 there in that claiming 40,000 for the 2-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. No scratches there. You and I both go with the number 6 Bangkok Bob here. Gary Capuano, Tori Alba looking for win number 2 in a row coming over from Delaware. Good stat usually.
It's a good race. I like this.
It's a great race.
Gary Cab, another little stat for you. Last 3 years with 2-year-olds, last out winner, sprinting on the main track, 5 for 16, 31%, 10 for 16 in the money.
Okay.
I like this move, a little bump up. There's going to be some flow in here. Curtis K is quick, a little bit risky. Jerry's out, who was able to steal it on the main track last time, shortened up main track here for rerun. I think he's going to have to work a little bit harder. I don't know if he's going to have it quite as easy today. So Bangkok Bob, who kind of let things develop up front, sat wide every step of the way, made a good progression into that pace, and held firm through the last eighth of a mile. I like this one. I know this one's been behind Curtis K a couple times. Mike turned the tables. This horse reminds me a little bit of Sacred Thunder, going that right way.
Yep.
For Gary Cat that won that stakes to James F. Lewis. You got the Tori Alba factor. These guys team up and do well. But Curtis K, interesting. Early move, 3, 2 wide, 22-145 in 3s and internals in that Maryland Million nursery. Just cooked them. I don't think that things will be that tough. Into the race early with J-Rod, stays the trip, even after battling, I think. 6-3-2-4, Mission Artemis. Another one. Took the rating, had a little bit of a steady as well. I went back and caught that in the video on November the 8th. Second off of a break is working well for Boniface. Another one who sits a good stalking trip.
I like that. 6-3-2-4. Nice price there for the Bonifaces in there for Keith Fustel. Race number 4 ends. Is the last leg of your pick 3, but it also starts the Rainbow pick 6 as well. Of course, industry that 20% takeout starts in race number 4. My ticket, I don't get so lucky. I've got to work with what I can in some of these races, so my ticket is a bit more pricier than I would like it to be. I just couldn't land on. I actually had to slim it down in race number 9. I had a third horse in that race, and that turned it into a $50 ticket. We're not quite needing. That's not quite necessary here, but the structure kind of lines up pretty well with how these, essentially head scratchers. These races are very, very competitive fields here. Really nice handicapping races here. Single on a Brittany Russell in race number 7 for a $38.40 ticket, and it opens here in this starter optional 30,000. Closes out your ticket here as well, Keith, going 1 mile and 16th for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you have the number 7 Penny Loafer here for a nice little value at 8-1 for Hammy Smith. Victor Carrasco looking for win number 2 in a row.
Blinkers have gone on. 2 races back, 2 very good efforts, and did handle the stretch out the 2 turns beautifully. Did not get a ton of flow. 24-350 in 2. Stayed inside, was dogged to the wire to get up and beat Most Perfect, who's right back at you. Gets a beautiful draw here for Kieran McGee. Video spotlight horse, Most Perfect. Did not think this one was going to get up at 4-1 last time out. When caught 4 wide, a long way into it. Pretty moderate fractions, 24-4, 48-2. Stayed outside, kept grinding that last eighth of a mile to get up. Moving back inside, it's going to be part of this flow. I don't think it's going to be super demanding up front. Most Perfect and My Last Mission look like the 2 to kind of go up there for the lead. I think Most Perfect, though, can stay the trip. If he wants to go ahead and let the 6 go, he can track and stay around. But I'm looking for Penny Loafer at that kind of number as a user. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Most Perfect, holding very good form. Second in a win. Gets involved in some battles and doesn't mind taking you on that little fight from the quarter pole home in recent races for Kieran's done very well and protected Once again, I guess the third time. I don't know, next time you're not going to be able to do it within these starter conditions. But look at this. 4-wide Splendor Beauty up front, controlling it. This guy's been under pressure, most perfect in the blue, out there 4 and 5 wide, but says, you know what? I'm not going to be denied.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there. And Torrealba getting along beautifully with this 5-year-old Mosler gelding. This is just determination. You know,
Yeah,
Union Fleet pokes ahead in front.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Keith Fusel 7-1-6-2 there
Okay.
in race number 4. Let's go ahead. Just anything else to add? Yep.
I'm going to touch upon, I think My Last Mission faces a little tougher, than when he's been went up there to steal that allowance race at Finger Lakes at a short price. Amadeus Music is the horse you've got in the mix. I've got question mark all over the page. Interesting. Not persevered with is the short comment. I like that.
Yep.
Not a real big drop. Back figures. A barn that I never catch. I never catch Horacio De Paz.
Okay.
And this horse could slide in there and run big and collaborate. Just looking at the horse, watching him warm up on the track, looks like a horse that wants to run all day. Okay. He has not had Lasix in his prior races. Okay. At the 2 turns. So gets it today first off the claim. Barnes has been dangerous with that move. 7-1-6-2 in race 4.
Let's go ahead to race number 5. That starts that late pick 5 as well. Of course, low industry takeout in that 12%. Starts also in this claiming 7,500, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Scratches in the 4 and the 7 hide right away in bad temper. Keith, you have the number 10 on top. On the outside, I saw this pick coming here from you. Malia Stratford, Rudy Sanchez Salaman, Angel Cruz coming back off of that dirt. What happened last race? Of course, just a mess last time out.
And wheels right back. November the 15th, back in 7 days, stumbled, taken up start wide and, not persevered with, kind of protected a little bit within that race. Okay, there's a lot of speed in here. Maybe an outer flow of this racetrack is what I'm going to need to get me home. But showed the ability. You're going back a few races, back to September, stalking South Pacific Storm Rate, sitting off of that pace and making that move. This horse was cooked in a very fast race on Maryland Million Day, 3 races back, 22-4, 46-2, 12-1, down inside, worst part of the racetrack. Okay, I'm going to forgive the last, set up shop. Bandits Warrior, a little drop here definitely concerns me because she's going to have to deal with some other quick horses like Hide Right Away, R. Avery Lynn, Ashley's Ring. This flow should be very, very honest. Even, maybe Sapphire Beauty can chase. But Molly Stratford, if it takes the rating, we've got that combination again. Rudy and Cruz looking for a big day for those 2. I like bad temper a little bit. Coal Mine.
Coal Mine, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. She's better than her last 2.
Right.
Again, a little reach here possibly to regain form. But I just think patience will pay off. But just let things develop up front and go ahead and make that run from off the pace.
Absolutely. 10-6-3-2 for Keith Fusel there in race number 5. Race number 6 we'll get to right after this commercial break. Welcome back here. Of course, race number 6 starts that jackpot super high 5 as well as the late pick 4. It starts in maiden claiming 30,000. Fun race here, going 5.5 on the dirt for the 2-year-old filly. Scratch in the 6, Wall Street Magic, and scratch in the number 9, Making Mischief. Keith, you have the number 10, New Boots on the outside. Tries dirt for the first time here for the Russells.
Yeah, some of the speed does come out with the scratch of the 6 and the 9. They were going to be part of it. This is as I've written here, spread race. And I default to Brittany.
Okay.
I know going to be a short price.
Sure.
But she did this on Sunday with 2 similar moves. Turf to dirt with the maidens. And maiden special weight to maiden claiming. They both galloped. They both ran like a 72 buyer. One even for a maiden 12.5. So I'm looking at it. The complexities on the top side, they've clearly been better on the main track. He has not had a lot of luck with his turf runners thus far. So I'm going to think this filly can go ahead, turf to dirt, a little drop, a little rest, can go ahead and prompt the pace and
Absolutely.
take it from there like those horses did. I think one went wire to wire, the other tracked the duel on Sunday.
Yes, it was a it was a very easy win for
Yep.
that one. Talking about the number 1 on the inside, Double Arrow. Robbie Bales, Force Boys, also from turf to dirt. That's a good stat for Robbie as of recently, 4 for 20. So yeah, I can definitely see it.
Got Tori Alba on this one, right? That's who's
Sorry,
got,
I was going off of the overnight. I was
Yeah.
just looking at the overnight. You're correct. Tori
Tori
Alba gets
Alba
the call here.
Okay, yeah, and they're hitting at a pretty good strike rate, 36% in that range. Mare topped at a 69 on the dirt in a debut effort at Churchill Downs. I like my comment here, in close at the starter, Bill's comment, then down inside a little up, back, up move, a little Z pattern in debut. There's a little dirt within this family. Why not take a shot at a good number here on the inside horse, Double Arrow?
You and I both have Carol said no there for Thomas Morley. Sheldon gets the call. Toledo's on the 10 horse for Brittany. But Sheldon tags up with Morley.
Yeah.
So they return back to the slot, but you've got to just say, hey, we're gonna hopefully be getting that effort that we saw at Monmouth, right?
Gets a little help with a couple of these scratches. Still going to have to deal with a horse like Gem Runner, who I think is pretty quick in her own right, coming back to the main track. But Carol said no, stayed on quite well in that race at Monmouth Park. Now, Laurel hasn't been the kindest to Morley here over the last couple of years on the main track. Going to try to kind of get off the schneid here. But beat the right kind, face the right kind in that race at Monmouth. In my memories, has won a couple races and ran some pretty respectable buyer figures. I think she's into the race early and stays around.
Yeah, a nice Kelly Breen horse that this one was against over at Monmouth
Yes.
there. The number 3 horse on the inside, Buck and Right for Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Teaming up with, Thais Life, Stina here.
Freezing Fire hasn't been the strongest. He's been around a while, but lately the 2-year-old first-time starter is about 8%. But it's the breeding, some steady works. Have to Kissed by an Angel, who's run okay, ran I think third in the 38 go-go
Winner of
the
first
other
time out
day.
as well.
Yeah, he just has not hit with the first or second out. It's been a little bit better angle for Buck and for Sanchez Solomon. Maybe take a look at this one, see how it finishes up. Maybe through the last 3/16 of a mile, and moves up second time out for this barn.
There we have it. 10-1, 4-3. There's some value underneath their spread race, as Keith says there in race number 6. Again, starting off that jackpot super high 5 and the late pick 4. Moving on to race number 7, the restricted allowance here going a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 1, Must Be Love. Scratching the 2, Delise Vita. Remember, the 1 is a coupled entry. The 1A, Jardani, does stay in. You go with the number 7, Little Lance, giving us a nice little pocket full of change potentially here at 30-1 for Billy Campbell. J.D. Acosta.
Yeah, it might tick down a little bit with a couple of these scratches. Must Be Love, I think, is going to be re-entered, is back in over the weekend, sprinting, if I'm not mistaken. I did like Delise Vita in here. So Little Lance, I kind of, we talk about how we do our picks. We lay them out here. This is a like,
Here
not
it
a
is.
love. So, but this is a value user. Little Lance, 6-1 last time against Similar. I know Derbiness is going to be pounding at the windows again, but was a little too close and just fizzled. A little more, like I talk about patience. Sit back, let things develop a little bit, and I think Little Lance, at a mile, looking back, has won the Open A other than not too long ago, beating kind of a key horse and running against key horses. Energy efficient, disputed claim. Acosta knows this one. I think at this kind of number has to be used, and you're looking at Billy Campbell. Doesn't run a lot of horses, but over the last 5 years, 2 for 9, 3 for 9, with horses that are 10-1 or higher on the main track, going long. 569 ROI. So why not take a shot in here? Hopefully things get heated, because I think Blue Kingdom is going to stay latched to Derbiness. If those two come away fairly clean, and guess who's going to pounce early? Alvy. Alvy was hung out wide every step of the way. Comes out of a good race, Triple Key on Maryland Million Day. This horse drop back came again, and I know the numbers maybe don't quite stack up. He's got that 83, but again, I think connections mean business here. I think Alvy showed a lot of heart in its most recent race here on the 12th.
Absolutely. You mentioned the number 3 and the 5 kind of going. Let's talk about Secret Zipper. Gary Cap, Tori Alba here. Another one coming over from Delaware to Laurel off of a win. Yeah,
just maybe a touch of a reach. Was able to control things. I don't think this one wants any part of the front end with Derbiness or Blue Kingdom. I just don't see him as being this fast. But you go back on his page, even back, go back to March, showed the ability to just off of it a little bit, make a little bit of a run. seems to be moving in the right direction and improving. 3-year-old this time of year has to step it up a couple more lengths, but an underneath user at a price for me.
There we go. 7835 for Keith Fusel there in that restricted allowance. Let's go to race number 8. Our feature here, restricted for the girls, going 5.5 here on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the 5 and the 6. We're going to go ahead and talk about your top selection here. Kilo Road in the number 3 for Hugh McMahon. Gene Brasino gets the call.
I was all set for summer rides. No,
so was I.
It's scratched.
Yeah.
Were you going to use that one?
I was.
On top?
Not on top.
But in the mix.
In the mix.
Yeah, I thought she had a great shot.
Yep.
I love her.
Second, I had her exacta,
5.5, I like her. Now,
yep.
5.5 furlongs. Bondiva looks like the fastest horse. But Kilo Road with a good break, and again, I keep talking about this horse. I know I bore everybody. They keep protecting her. And she's a trier. She tried 2 races back when she got in that trouble against a similar group. Into the race, Brasino, McMahon, very good ROI combination. There's not a lot of true speed in here. It's going to be Bondiva and Kilo Road up front. And they could stretch it a long way. I'm hoping Kilo Road can kind of get the better and keep going. So I'll take a shot with that one on top. Ribbons in her hair, video spotlight horse. Targeted Maryland bred here for Ness, last seen in Keeneland. Claim for 30 right here. Out of the gate, not so good. Broke just maybe a shade slow, and then just kind of gets sandwiched.
And there it is.
That's it. And that was enough damage against that group. You know, a horse like Princess Olivia, the winner in that race, I think she's won 4 of her last 5. So a good field, comparable field. We can say for sure. Stays down inside a slight pause here. Had to wait slightly at the quarter pole. Once she works outward, she doesn't seriously kick on. I wish she's shown a little bit more speed of late, but maybe in the barn change, freshened up, because she's going to have to lay it a little bit closer than what she has in recent tries. But I like how he targeted this Maryland bred down at Keeneland.
No, absolutely. And I think, when in the sense of in the sense of a race setup, we're definitely going to be having some more. It just sets up really nice for her. So, talking about the number 7 to the outside, Angel Art. Gotta respect this hard-knocking filly here, Mark Schumann, Sheldon Russell on the outside.
She tries. She's another one. She's got the open first level done. And her style fits beautifully here. I think this field even might be a little bit tougher than what she faced. That was an off-the-turf first level open other than she's back, but she's holding very good form. And I think turning back to the dirt, she'll sit. Again, she doesn't quite have the speed of these my top 2 selections, but she's going to be poised at the quarter pole. And if she ramps up what she ramped up on May the 12th, she could be awfully dangerous.
3174 there for Keith Fusel in race number 8. And we go to our finale here on Friday's finale. Here in a claiming 20,000 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 3, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratch in the 2, Determined Blue, big scratch for you and I, Keith. But we've got to buck it up and move on. We'll talk about True Sunshine here for Kieran McGee. Horacio Caramanos is your top selection.
Another race, breaking it down, looking at 3/4. I wish this was 5.5 maybe before, but she works. She's a 4-time winner within this condition. That's kind of the first thing I look at with these races. But it's, last time out, bigger field, steady start, chased a little bit even, a slight drop. I thought she ran okay against Stick with the Colors, another race where she had some early adversity. I think she's the fastest early if she really wants to go ahead and go. So I'm hoping Caramanos can get away cleanly and go ahead and control things up front. The other Kieran horses, well, we had the exacta last time of Kieran on November the 2nd, combined with Helen Marshall. Love to Eat. 23 and 2, a little softer quarter that Love to Eat was able to kind of control things up front. But Hot Dance, she's showing a little bit more early interest in her races, and she's been gritty. She was dead game last time. She'll get position. I think she's got a little bit more positional speed right now than, say, a horse like Yum Yum Eat It Up, who's been extremely busy for Saray. She's right back. But Shake It, Baby. My man Willard upstairs, he likes her. He'd probably get mad at me for kind of giving her out a little bit. But this is a reclaim for Ness. Ducked out between, no chance after that early trouble last time out. But a reclaim, this is the first time Lasix as well for Ness.
There we go.
3-5-4-1.
4-1 for
Sorry,
Heath
Willard.
there.
I didn't want to. No, okay. Secret's not out. We're good.
Let's not sit on it. Let's move on from that secret. Let's go and dive into your picks,
All right.
Keith, a little bit. Let's start off. You give us a bunch of value plays here today. Starting off with race number 4, starts the Rainbow Pick 6 as well in 8-1. In number 7, Penny Loafer for Hammy Smith and Victor Carrasco.
He's dangerous with these moves. Yeah, when he moves them up steadily, tweak a little equipment. He's got it going with the blinkers now and a steady rise in class. A little bit more flow for sure. She sat down inside and kept going into that slower internals last time out. I think she just kind of steps it up again. I think she can move up into those lower to mid 70 buyer figures and score at a price here. 8-1 morning line for Hammy.
And there we go. Race number 7.
Or he can, I should say. It's a he. Okay.
Yes. Race number 7. 30-1 on the number 7 Little Lance there for Billy Campbell and J.D. Acosta.
Why not? We talked about his ROI, smaller sample the last 4 or 5 years. It's over $5 going these dirt routes. Think a little early move, a little too close last time. You'll see J.D. take this one a little further back and I think ramp it up, say mid-turn, top of the lane, and sustain at a good number. Maybe, again, not maybe the biggest win candidate, but you got to bet 2 across on these horses.
Yep.
We've been giving them out. They've been hitting within our picks. You, me, Dan. So they'll take you a long way. For a $2 better, I like a little play across the board on Little Lance.
Why not? Love it. Another one in our finale here on Friday. The number 3 at 9-2. True Sunshine, Kieran McGee, and Horacio Caramanos.
I like this number for this barn. I hope that we can get close to this. 9-2, 4-5 in that range would be great. Initiative. Take the early initiative. You come out of there cleanly and get the jump on the other Kieran.
Let's also go to the leaderboard right away. Of course, we've got to talk about how Brittany Russell is just completely dominating. Jamie Ness's catch. I mean, Jamie Ness isn't, long way to go, but from the beginning of the Capital Meet has jumped up nicely there to 15 wins. Michael Trombetta, the barn just has been doing it's all of the rewards they're harvesting from their turf season essentially, right behind with 18. But man, Brittany just on a tear right now.
It's tough. She's got horses, it seems like, coming in every day and attacking with these maidens, scoring a lot. Well, and even the firsters, they're well prepared.
Well placed
they've got, they look good. They're running big, and she's got the numbers right now behind her. But these other trainers, you better respect everything that they throw out.
Also wanted to talk about, of course, the jocks as we go. But what I love, Jamie Rodriguez, first rider for Ness. Ness is sitting at 15 wins. Jamie Rodriguez still doling it out here, winning by 37, just one ahead of JV and Toledo.
Yeah, JV rides for everybody. I mean, you'll see me like, oh man, okay. There was a story here. There was a Chucky Lawrence horse a couple weeks ago. We talked about it. You had to give a story. You're getting a rider like J-Rod. Horse runs big at a price, so pay attention, especially when these leading riders get on something that's 8, 10, 12-1. You're just a little unsure.
Yeah.
Well, be sure and bet a couple bucks because yes, you will get rewarded.
Absolutely. And we are going to take it over to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches here. Good luck today on the card. It's a fun one.
You got it. Good luck.